We're with head Eastern Connecticut men's basketball coach Bill Geithner getting ready for the semifinals of the Little East Conference Tournament Friday night, playing Western Connecticut State University at Rhode Island College. Bill, you guys have been practicing for 4 months, staff, players, working really hard. I mean, this is what it's all about, right?
It is. I mean, this is the time of the year that you do all your, summer work, your fall work, and since October 15th was to get to the Little East Conference Tournament, we battled and hung tough and beat a good Plymouth State team, and now we're back kind of where we were last year. I mean, playing that Friday night game at Rick against the same opponent that we played last year in the semifinals. So, I mean, our guys are ready to go.
It's such a coincidence if you look at last year and this year. 18-8 last year, 18-8 this year. Like you said, you won a first-round game, and now you've got to play the same opponent in the same gym. You played 2 tough games with Western last year in the regular season, 2 tough ones this year. Last year, after playing 2 tough games, very disappointing in the conference tournament, correct?
Very disappointing. I mean, we got down 17-2 and 41-19 at half, and I mean, clearly we've discussed that as a staff and as a team, and just make them aware that this is a bigger stage. I think last year it was the first time for a lot of guys to be in the semifinals, to be in that Final Four atmosphere, and whether or not we were overwhelmed by the whole scenario, I'm not sure. But clearly, I think our guys know what's at stake here, and I expect a much better effort than we had last year at this point.
Can you think back last year going into the Western game about the mindset and the mindset this year? Is it different, or I
don't know if it's different. I mean, I think we're a different team and we're a different group. I mean, we are clearly a much more battle-tested unit. Last year they experienced a lot of things for the first time. This year, as the year has gone on and the games have been close, I think this group has really grown together and understand that, during some adversity in the game that we're able to overcome that. And I think that was, evident on Tuesday night, down 13 to a good Plymouth State team in the second half. This group, if they hadn't had some of the previous experiences this year or even last year, I'm not sure they could have fought back and won that game. So I think it is different. The mindset is a little different, but we also know that you're going and playing a very, very good Western team, nationally ranked. Will be probably most likely an NCAA tournament team, even if they don't win our conference tournament. So it's a steep challenge, but one I think that we embrace and look forward to.
Between you and Western, isn't it a real contrast in styles? They've got a very athletic team. You're more patient team, more methodical team.
I would agree. I mean, clearly they have more athletes, more slashers, more guys that can create their own shot and go one-on-one. And I think clearly Brooks creates some issues because he is so talented and so quick and explosive. Where we, like you said, are a little bit more patient. Do it together a little bit more and rely on each other a little bit more offensively and defensively. So it'll be a good game, and I look at it against at this time of the year, good teams are playing, and this game is just like the one before us with Rick and Keene. There's 2 good teams playing. I mean, I think these semifinal games, you can make a case for any of the 4 teams going on and winning the conference championship.
Like you said, 4 teams left: Eastern, Keene, Rhode Island College, and Western. Is the thing that separates you from those 3 teams maybe athleticism? They're very athletic, all 3 of those teams.
I would agree. They have a few more live bodies, I guess, than us. But I like our group. I like the things that we've done, how we've grown as a unit. And, I think we rely more on each other probably than those other 3 teams, where those other 3 teams, you can pick out a guy or 2, or in some cases 3 or 4 that can kind of just do their own thing and be successful. Where, once again, I think we are, very balanced, rely on each other to be successful both offensively and defensively.
Talk about that matchup with Nick Nedwick from Eastern and Daquan Brooks. Nick did a great job on Daquan last time. If you stop Daquan, you should have a very good chance to win this game. Or if you neutralize him at least.
I mean, I don't know if you ever stop Daquan because he's going to have so many touches. He's going to take so many shots. I mean, I think he's going to get some points. What we have to do is make sure all his shots are contested and difficult shots. Knowing that he's going to make some of those difficult shots, but I mean, you have to, have him have a 5 for 15 or a 7 for 17 night. And then the other guys are very, very capable. I mean, I think that's the thing that separates Western this year from last year. Maybe is that they have some other guys that are very good players. I mean, Wilbur Jarrett is clearly, I think, going to be an all-league player. Gary Robinson and some of their other guards. David Addy, who's a senior, kind of a role guy for them, has had 2 terrific games against us. So some of their other guys present matchup problems as well for us because they play so many guards and they spread you out and they use their athleticism to kind of exploit other teams' lack of foot speed. So I mean, they're clearly not just Daquan. We're going to have to do another, good job on some of their other players as well. But clearly, Nick did a great job, especially in the first half. Holding Daquan to not having a field goal down in Danbury, and then Nick picked up a couple touch or cheap fouls early in the second half and got into foul trouble. We had to rotate some other guys on Daquan, and I think that's when he started to get into a little rhythm. And he's like any other great player. I mean, if you let him get into rhythm, all of a sudden, even when you're guarding them, they're going to make difficult shots just because they're very talented offensive players. So we need Nick to stay out of foul trouble. I mean, down in Danbury, I thought we played a great game, led for 38 minutes, but we got into some foul trouble. Not only Nick, but Jamie picked up 4 fouls. And, both those guys had 4 fouls at, I think at the 9-minute mark of the second half. And clearly I think how we've played, I mean, we need those 2 guys to be on the court, for us both offensively and defensively. So, to stay out of foul trouble is going to be a key, and then just playing great team defense. Something that we've done well all year is rebound the basketball, and we didn't do that down in Danbury. I mean, they had, I think 14 or 15 offensive rebounds, and last 3 minutes, Daquan hit some big shots, but they were his second shot.
True.
We held him to a contested 3. They got an offensive rebound, kicked it back out, and then he made the 3.
That's true.
And you can't do that. I mean, 1, you can't give up the offensive rebound. 2, you can't give a great player, a second chance. So rebounding is going to be just a huge, huge part of tomorrow night's game.
Bill, last question. You won 20 games last year. You're on the verge of 20, 18 this year. The team in the last couple of years seems like it's very different, unselfish, share the basketball. You guys were practicing this morning in the gym. You hear a lot of enthusiasm coming out of that gym. Is that the strength of this team?
Clearly. I mean, I think we're one of the teams, not only in our league but in New England or across the country that, I mean, our whole is clearly better than our individual parts. And that's, I think what you want as a coach is, see, a group of guys that come together from different backgrounds and are willing to sacrifice some of their own glory or some of their own, stats for the good of the team. And, we've got a great bunch of guys that come and they work hard and they're passionate about it. They've been enthusiastic throughout the year, and they really believe in each other and they believe in themselves. And, I think that's, been the joy the last couple years as we finally have built the program to that point where we're getting kids that are great kids, great student athletes, but they understand that they're going to make some sacrifices individually for the good of the group, and it's been a fun group to work with.
Bill, thank you. Good luck on Friday.
Thank you.